Hello, my friends, and welcome to another one of Miss Claire's instructional videos. Today we're going to be talking about graphing points on the coordinate plane and reflecting points on the coordinate plane. So, first I want to talk about what is the coordinate plane and what are the parts of the coordinate plane. So, the coordinate plane is when we intersect two number lines, the x-axis and the y-axis. So, our x-axis is our horizontal number line, and our y-axis is our vertical number line. So, a very important part of that is the origin. The origin is the point 0, 0, or this point in the middle, right here, where our two axes or our two number lines intersect. If I wanted to graph a point, let's say I want to graph the point 4, -3. I would graph that. The first coordinate, the coordinate that always comes first, is x, and then the y coordinate. So we find 4, +4 on the x-axis, and that's a -3 for the y, so we go down 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's going to be about right there. So the other important parts are the quadrants. Quadrant 1 is where both x and y are positive. Quadrant 2 is where x is negative, y is positive. Quadrant 3 is where x is negative, y is negative. And quadrant 4 is where x is positive and y is negative. So if we want to reflect something over the x-axis, that means we are reflecting it about our horizontal axis. And if it's on the bottom, it flips down. If if it's on the bottom, it flips up to the top. If it's on the top, it flips down to the bottom. So what's changing when we reflect over the x-axis? Well, the x's will stay negative, right? But the y's change from positive to negative or negative to positive. That's what's changing here. Our x's will stay the same, but our y's are going to change their sign. Similar thing for if we reflect something over the y-axis, so our vertical axis right here. If we reflect something over the y-axis, that flips it horizontally. So if it's on the left side of the axis, then it flips to the right. If it's on the right side of the axis, it flips to the left. What changes there? Well, when we're flipping from right to left or left to right, the y's stay the same. On the top, the y's are both positive. On the bottom, the y's are both negative. So it's the x-coordinate that changes its sign. Let's talk about what we mean by that with some points. So I'm going to go to, if I want to graph the point 7, 1, I can go to the right 7 on the x-axis and then up 1 to have a y-coordinate of 1. So roughly right there. If I want to reflect that over the x-axis, that means I want to take it from where it is and flip it vertically. So instead of 7, 1, I have the point 7, -1 because I wanted to flip it over that axis to reflect it. So it's the same distance from the x-axis. It's 1 up versus 1 down. If I want to reflect over the y-axis, I'm going to change colors for this. If I want to reflect over the y-axis, I have the point -2, 3. So from the origin to the left 2 to get -2, and then up 3. So that's my point. And if I want to reflect that over the y-axis, I want to flip that like that. I want to flip that horizontally, right? So I'm now going to have a +2, +3, +2, +3. Now, if I want to reflect over both axes, let's change colors again for this one. I'll take yellow or orangish. Let's graph the point 4, -5. So to the right 4 and then down 5. So that I have 4 on my x-axis and 5 on my y-axis. That's going to be right here. Well, first, let's reflect over, it doesn't matter which one we reflect over first. We can reflect over x and then y, or y and then x. So if we reflected over y, that's going to change the x coordinate. So we have a -4, -5. And then I want to reflect it over the x-axis. So I want to do the vertical flip like that. And that is going to change the y coordinate. So after we reflect over both axes, both of our coordinates are going to change. So this is now -4, +5. Cool. Let's try it with a shape. I'm going to go back to my green. So if I have the points 4, 1, 3, -2, and -2, -4, and I want to reflect them over the x-axis, then let's start with our point 4, 1. If I want to reflect that over the x-axis, well, from the x-axis I go up 1, so I would go down 1 to reflect across the x-axis. And that gives me the point 4, -1. If I want to reflect 3, -2 across the x-axis, from the x-axis I go down 2, so I can go up 2 from that same point. And we are now at 3, +2. And then I'm at -2, -4. Now I reflect over the x-axis. From the x-axis, I go down 4. So from that same point on the x-axis, I can go up 4. And I've just reflected that entire triangle across the x-axis. And now I get, we call these congruent triangles. This is -2, +4. We call those congruent triangles. It's a little sloppy, but it's been reflected. So I want you to finish your examples and then come show them to myself or Mr. Myers. With that, thank you for bearing with me for another instructional video, and I will see you in the next one.